So hello friends, today we will going to learn that whole package of capturing images and recognizing images, creating a data set of our self images that are captured from webcam. So I created three separate programs. For the first one is for taking images and creating a data set. I'm taking 100 pictures through a webcam and store it in a folder and creating a data set of 100 pictures. Second thing is the training. Here I create that YML file that is necessary to train the images so that it can be classified by running a program and capturing a face or an object through a webcam. So here in this program I will create a YML file. And the third thing is that recognizing through a webcam. So when an object you will put in front of your webcam or your face in front of your webcam, it will identify that face or an object by using that YML file that we have trained in second program. So I break down these the whole process in three programs, and let's start by understanding this by taking images and creating a data set. So here I write a program. As you can see in our previous video, we can learn about how to capture photo from a webcam, how to convert it into grayscale using a CVT color function. If you did not watch that video, you can see that video. So it can be easily understood by you. So now I explain this program to you. The first program is for capturing photo and creating a data set of 100 photos. Okay, so here as you can see, I import CV2 library and video capture function. As you know, I am using video capture function since the photos are being taken from webcam. So we don't have any photos. We didn't download any photo. We are taking photos from webcam or self photos from webcam so that it can identify my face. Okay, here that XML file that is for the face recognition cascade classifier. You can see in previous video we already saw this thing for face recognition and eye recognition. There are two separate files for face and eye. So we are using frontal face underscore default dot XML for face recognition. The main task of this file is to track the face, not identifying, but in whole image. If I say here a person is in the front in front of webcam, so it will identify that face, that part, only that part. Okay, there are multiple, if you see multiple pupils are there, it can identify multiple pupils face using the cascading classifier. Okay, the second thing is let's move to here that sample num is 0. That is since I am taking this variable for creating 100 when the 100 photos has been captured, it will be terminated, the window will be destroyed. Okay, you can add, increase or decrease that limit. I am taking 100 photo. If you want to make a program more faster, you can take 50 photos or say 40 photos, but I suggest you to take 100 photos or more than 100 photos so it can identify your face more accurately. Okay, now this variable for reading through a camera and that CVT color function, it will convert these photos to grayscale. Since I already told you that OpenCV, in an OpenCV if you are working on images, you have to take these images into as a grayscale photo, not that colored photo in grayscale photo, but you have to take it in color grayscale photo. So that function CVT color and color BGR to gray is used to convert these images into grayscale. Now here I am using detector I already declared this Cascade Classifier. This using that Cascade Classifier, I am using that multi-scale gray and 1.3. This is the scale factor, as I told you earlier in previous video. Okay, now we have to create a frame, also a frame. You have to take only faces. So this for loop will create a rectangle over the face. Suppose here is a person, so it will track this and capture that only that part of the face. Okay, and save it to a folder dataset and by name Yashwant, and here it is the ID. So the images will be saved at Yashwant and followed by that ID and that number of file. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the last you will find Yashwant.7.100. So you will find 100 photos of Yashwant, and by that ID I declare it 7. Okay, so for multiple people you have to change that name and that ID. Okay, so here you take as Albert Einstein and ID is 1, so it will create a data set of Albert Einstein by ID of 100 photos. Okay, so it will save in that folder data set. You have to give the location of exact location of that folder in which you have to if you want to save your file. So I show you my data set, as you can see here. This is the folder here, that's data set. It is empty now. So what will I do? When I run this program, it will save that 100 photos of my using webcam in this folder. Okay, now here you can also find that train file folder. Okay, it is also empty. So we will discuss in the second program what will we do. Okay, so and last, that cam release and cam CV to destroy all windows functions. So it will destroy all the windows and stop the camera. Okay, here you can see CV2 wait key 100 and 0xFF ordinary and Q. This thing is used to destroy that. It is already that camera window already been destroyed when the photos increased by 100. So when it captured 100 photo, and it will be destroyed, but you want to make it destroy before 100 or forcefully you have to destroy, just press Q key, so it will be destroyed. Okay, so this is the program to take pictures and make a data set. So let's run this program and see what happened. Please ensure that you have all the necessary libraries installed on your PC. So as you can see, that dataset folder, it is empty. Now I will run this program and let's see what will happen. Okay, so now as you can see, the webcam is opened and it is capturing my photos. So it will taking 100 samples of my face and store it to the folder dataset. Okay, I think okay, it will take 5 to 6 seconds to capture 100 photos. If you want to decrease that limit, you can say save 50 photos if you have a slower processor or a slower laptop. So as you can see in dataset, you can find my faces, sample faces of 100 samples of my faces, and if you see that file name, that Yashwant is my name, 7 is the ID and 1 is the number of the photo. So 1 to 100. So it will be identified by ID 7. So this ID will be used in when we track these images in third program. So our data set is created. Now let's see the second program, that is for training the data sets. Okay, sorry, what happened? Okay, so here is the program. In this program, we will create that YML file. That is very necessary. The main objective is this program to create a YML file. As you can see, in we have already created the data set. So I will create that YML file and store it in this folder, that train file. As you can see, that folder is empty. So it will create a training configuration file of this data set. Okay, so these photos can be identified. Okay, now I will explain this program. So as you can see, that's OpenCV, OS, NumPy. This library is also useful for this, and you have to import that pillow library. Okay, so for PIL, I am using that image function of this PIL, means pillow library. Now these things I will already know. We have to, now we will find the path of what I say, where the images are stored. Okay, and I will create a empty face list. Okay, so by using this, we will create an empty face list. Okay, now I have to create that empty ID list. So I create this, and again if you see this, that for loop, now we will looping through all the paths and loading that IDs and the images by using this loop. Okay, now see that PIL image, that is an image, open image path. We already gave that image path, and we will convert it to L. See the loading, we are loading the images and converting it to grayscale. Now we will convert that PIL images to NumPy array in by using this int function. Okay, so we will convert it into NumPy array, and you see there is split function. So it will split that photo and dot that ID and that number. So that ID, we will need this ID, so that by using the ID we will recognize that photo. Okay, now again that loop. So if the face is there, then append that is the list as well as in the ID of it. So if the face is available, so it will find that. Okay, now the next thing is to save this whole that whole process and create an YML file into a folder. So first, get images and labels. We have to give that path of these images and label. So here is the data set. Since all the files we captured earlier is present in that data set folder, you can name this folder to anything. So this is not compulsory that data set is required. Okay, this is not a keyword or something else, this is just a name. Now in train file folder, okay, you can also give any name of this folder. The trainer.yml file will be created. Okay, it will be saved to this location. Okay, this is needed, this thing. Okay, so the objective of creating this program is to train these images and create a file trainer.yml. Now we will see what happened when we run this program. Okay, so as you can see in train file, that is an empty folder, and when I run this, let's see what happened. Okay, so program completed successfully, and you can see that trainer.yml file is created. The size of this file is 13 MB since the photos are around 100. As your photo increases, you have to train each and every time. Once you either you capture all the photos and train it, and but if you are taking photos multiple times. So each time you have to run this trainer file, and you have to create that new trainer file. Okay, when you add a face, again you have to train that file. So you have to create a new file over this. So when you, if you run this program again, it will rewrite this that older trainer.yml file. Okay, so two part is completed. Now let's see. We'll see the third program, that is track.yp. In this program, what we have to do is we have to open the webcam, capture image. Okay, and by image, so if you first we have to detect that image, and you have to make a rectangle over that image, and you have to write over that rectangle. Okay, so your objective is to write over this rectangle. Okay, so if this is your face, it will create a rectangle and write over it. But what we have to write, it will be defined by that configuration file or YML files, that whose face is this. Okay, so now let's see this thing. You already know. Let's come to here I am using video capture, and now detect multi-scale, this. Okay, so now you have to see this function recognizer dot predict. Okay, by using this function, this conf, I created a variable conf, you can increase or decrease that value. I set this value to 50. Okay, means 100 over in the 100 images, if 50 percent my face is matching. Okay, so it will be show my name. You can increase or decrease. If you see this 40, so if it detects that the person is looking like that person's face in the data set, similar to a person's face in data set, around 40%. Okay, 40% means that 100 out of 100 images, that 40, so it is 40%. So it will show that that person is this. But if you want exact detection, you have to increase this number. So if you are taking images of 100, okay, so if I write here conf is less than 70, okay, it will detect more accurately. Now here if id equal to 1, so it will detect that face through a id. Okay, so it will make that id. So first it detect that id. So let's say if it capture my face, it will show 7, and when it detects 7, it will put my name. Okay, so you have to declare this for multiple faces, multiple if else loop. But it is not a good thing, so you can add some GUI and some Excel file or CSV file, in which from which the data can be imported, and it will act more seamlessly. Okay, so you needed to write down multiple codes, since if you want to capture 50 or 50 plus persons photo and making a data set, you will not write this whole long code. Okay, now this function put text, this function is also useful. This function is needed to put text over this frame, means you can write over this frame using the put text function. See, font.harshape.xxx, this is the font name. This is not a function or anything you have to worry about. This is just a font name. So simplex, double x, triple x, multiple fonts are there. Font name of what? On which, see, when you write over this frame, that this is the font name of this font name or font style. So multiple fonts are there. This is the size 1, 2, 3, whatever you can. Sorry, this is the thickness, I think. Okay, now let me clear this. it will show that window, and it will show that window, and when you put Q, it will break, okay, and the camera and this window will be destroyed. So let's we have already created a trainer.yml file, and let's see what happened when I run this code of tracking images. It will open my webcam, and let's see what happened. So as you can see, this 7 is the ID. It is detecting my face, and 7 is the ID, and my name is printed. See, Yashwant. See, this is depends on your camera quality. If you are using a good camera, it will detect more accurately, but using under bad light, you can't make a good data set of your images. So make it in a good light environment. Okay, I'm doing this in the dark room. That is not a good lighted room. Artificial lightings are there. So it is when you take good images, it will work more accurately. Okay, so what I have to make you learn is that put text function. See again. See, this is the frame over my face. Okay, so and this is the ID. So it is that ID is provided by trainer.yml file, means this is it is detecting my face and putting that ID, and in this put text I am using that if the ID is 7, then write my name. So you can, as you can see, this is my name is visible over there. Okay, so I hope you understand this thing. You can create multiple softwares or programs by using these code. You can make attendance system or automatically face recognition system. You can log of this whole thing through Excel file. You can export this data to an Excel file. You can import the ID and name from an Excel file, so that you needn't to write this in your code, this thing in your code. So it will automatically fetch from that Excel file. For this you have to use Panda library, and so we will we will discuss this in coming videos. We will make a complete application and see how it is used. I hope you understand this, that 3 parts. I will give the link of these programs in the description, and so you can download these programs. These are up-to-date programs, and you can run without any error, without any editing. Since you can see many sites, at many sites the codes are very old, so you have to change these codes according to the new libraries, new versions of the libraries. Okay, so since then, thank you for watching this video. You can share this video to your friends and make these similar type of application to your own. Thank you for watching.